Session of the 23rd Congress to order. May we all rise for a moment of silent prayer. Chief Clerk, please call the roll.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Senator Abelo Alfonso,
Celelia Mang, amen.
Senator Aritos,
Yes.
Senator Christian, Senator Figuer, Senator Colan, Senator Harper, Senator Conman, Floor Leader Lawrence, Vice Speaker Romalo, Senator Urusamal, Senator Wali, Speaker Moses.
Amen.
Mr. Speaker, 8 members are present.
We have a quorum today. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're on item 4, special order. That is on Committee on Credentials for them to report on their findings and recommendations. Their report was deferred from September 26th to today's session.
Okay. So, members of the committee, I'm going to have Congress go into recess so that you may caucus and go back and discuss and come back with whatever you have decided. So, short recess. Congress comes back to session. Congress is back in session. Chairman Rusmal, you have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. Your Credential Committee, which was assigned the task of reviewing the qualifications of the members-elect, senators-elect, is ready to report on its finding, Mr. Speaker.
Go ahead.
I will only read a portion of the report that I believe is most relevant to the decision, but all of the report, all pages of the report will be made public, but I will only read part of it, Mr. Speaker, if that is okay with you. Review of the members-elect qualifications. Article 9, Section 9 of the FSM Constitution dictates that a person is ineligible to be a member of Congress unless he is at least 30 years of age on the day of election and has been a citizen of the Federated States of Micronesia for at least 30 years of age, for at least 15 years, and a resident of the state from which he is elected for at least 5 years. A person convicted of a felony by a state or national government court is ineligible to be a member of Congress. The Congress may modify this provision or prescribe additional qualifications. Knowledge of the English language may not be a qualification. In addition, Article 9, Section 17 of the FSM Constitution dictates that Congress shall be the sole judge of the elections and qualifications of its members, may discipline a member, and by two-thirds vote may suspend or expel a member. The office of the National Election certify that both members-elect met the requirement under Article 9. Article 9. The office of the National Election requested criminal background checks on all candidates with the FSM Department of Justice, FSM Supreme Court, State Attorney Generals, and State Supreme Courts. The Office of the National Election requested a mental competency check for each candidate from the FSM Department of Health when certified the mental competency of all candidates. The committee requested criminal background checks, including arrest and conviction records for all members-elect from the FSM Department of Justice, National Police, the FSM Supreme Court, and each state police chief, attorneys generals, and Supreme Court. The National Police and FSM Department of Justice certify that both members-elect did not have any felony conviction. All state police chiefs certify that both members-elect did not have any felony convictions. However, the state of Pohnpei found an criminal record for Yoselin Sigara, which was detailed on March 21, 2021, misdemeanor offense for malicious mischief. The committee also obtained a copy of a Pohnpei Supreme Court subpoena issued against Yoselin G. Sigara on January 13, 2016, involving an alleged assault for biting a police officer. The FSM Supreme Court certified that both members-elect did not have any felony convictions and no pardons for felony convictions. However, on April 20, 2022, the FSM Supreme Court suspended Yoselin G. Sigara from the practice of law before the FSM Supreme Court. As of today, Yoselin Sigara is not permitted to practice law before the FSM Supreme Court, and the FSM Supreme Court has not reinstated her. FSM Supreme Court bar licensure. The FSM Supreme Court also found the court issued several public admonitions, admonishments, and or censures against Jocelyn Sigra. All state Supreme Courts certify that both members-elect do not have any felony convictions. However, the Kosrae State Court reported that the court suspended Jocelyn Sigra license to practice law in Kosrae for 1 year, citing Sigra's violation of Civil Rules of Procedure 11 by ghost writing violation, ghost writing legal briefs for other attorneys to sign and file in court. The FSM Supreme Court vacated the sanctions against Sigra upon appeal. Your committee reaffirms Congress' exclusive authority as the sole judge of its elections and qualifications of its members. As the sole judge, Congress must ascertain the character and fitness of members-elect to serve in Congress and uphold their obligations to abide by the law and oath of office. The oath of office bestows a serious responsibility that must be upheld in the utmost regard as the legislative branch of the national government charged that writes the laws of the nation. Your Committee on Credentials finds, based on our careful review and deliberations, that member-elect Fabian Nimea, that he possessed all of the qualifications to be eligible to serve and be seated as a member of the 23rd Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia. Your Committee on Credentials finds, based on our careful review and deliberations of the qualifications of member-elect Jocelyn Sigra, does not recommend the credentials of Jocelyn Sigra to be accepted. Jocelyn Sigra should not be seated as a member of the 23rd Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia due to the character and fitness concerns raised from the background checks conducted. Your committee's careful review of the FSM Supreme Court and state criminal background checks on Yoselin Sigra revealed that Yoselin Sigra, in her professional capacity as an attorney who sworn an oath to uphold and defend the FSM Constitution and laws, engaged in fraudulent filings with the FSM Supreme Court and various and serious ethical misconduct in violation of the FSM rules of professional conduct for attorneys that resulted in the FSM Supreme Court suspending Yoselin Sigra from the practice of law before the court on April 20, 2022. Sanction and public admonishment for her conduct as an attorney before the court. Importantly, the FSM Supreme Court decision to suspend Yoselin Sigra from the practice of law per its April 20, 2022 decision on imposing discipline, DFA number 003-2018, was based on Yoselin Sigra's willfully violating a court order, FSM mishandling of third-party funds owed by client, and creating conflict of interest between her clients. Notably, the FSM Supreme Court order of the public admonishment of Yoselin Sigra on December 2, 2020, the court stated a false statement such as the certificate of service to a tribunal does not display the contour that is required of counsel. It is a lapse that cannot be tolerated. According to the public admonishment, Yoselin Sigra falsely purported in documents submitted to the FSM Supreme Court that a draft 2015 FSM congressional resolution calling for temporary moratorium on mortgage foreclosure was an actual adopted resolution by the FSM Congress, but it was not. And number two, falsely submitted a certificate of service to the FSM Supreme Court claiming to have served the petition for rehearing on opposing counsel, but did not. The action of Jocelyn Sigra raised serious concern on her qualification to serve as a member and senator of the Congress. The fact that Jocelyn Sigra engaged in contact, including but not limited to file misleading and false documents with the FSM Supreme Court, willfully violating a FSM Supreme Court order and biting a police officer in her professional capacity as an attorney sworn to uphold the Constitution, the FSM Constitution, and the laws of the nation, an oath analogous to the oath of office for congressional members. Congress throws on to question her capacity to abide by the oath of the office and responsibility as a member of Congress. Thus, your Committee on Credentials recommends that only the credentials of member-elect Fabian Numea be accepted and permitted to take the oath of office as member of the 23rd Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia, in accordance with the Constitution and laws of the Federated States of Micronesia. The committee does not recommend the credentials of member-elect Jocelyn Sigra be accepted, and the member-elect is not permitted to take the oath of office. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, your Committee on Credentials is in full accord with the credentials of member-elect Fabian Numea and recommends that pursuant to Article 9, Section 7 of the FSM Constitution, Congress finds that only member-elect Fabian Numea eligible to serve and allow him to receive the oath of office to serve as senator and member of the 23rd Congress of the Federated States of Micronesia. So submitted and signed by the Committee on Credentials.
Make your motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you, Chairman Rusmal. Make your motion for adoption.
I so move for the adoption of the report.
Second. Any second? It's been moved and seconded that the report from the Credentials Committee be adopted. Discussion? Any discussion? If none, and no objection, we will vote. All those in favor of the adoption of the said report, say aye. All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Congress has now adopted the report from the Credentials Committee on the two-member senator-elect. Next item, Chief Clerk.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. We're now back to our regular order.
Oh,
And-
Chairman Christian, do you have a,
Mr. Speaker, I move that this Congress stand in recess until tomorrow at 10 in the morning.
it's been moved and seconded that Congress stands at recess until tomorrow at 10 a.m. in the morning. No objection. We'll vote. All those in favor of the said motion, say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say nay. Motion carried. Congress is now at recess until 10 a.m. tomorrow.